This is our first group mentorship session, and we're lucky to have Arti Sharma join us this morning. So Arti is an online marketing strategist and the founder of Measure Marketing Results, Inc. And she has been helping businesses market themselves more effectively for over a decade, where she leads a team of 18 plus data and digital marketing strategists who are trained and certified by Digital Marketer or digitalmarketer.com. Her company has developed their niche in online marketing and now helps businesses of all sizes get found online and convert traffic to leads and customers. So Arti will be starting with a presentation and taking it from there. So I'll pass it on to you, Arti.
Well, thank you so much, Basma, and good morning, everyone. I am very excited to be here. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here this morning. I really hope I can add value to the young entrepreneurs that are here online today. So thank you again. Basma, I appreciate you inviting me over. I just like to mention to everybody, I love to, because we're in this virtual world, if you can, please do, turn on your videos just so that I can kind of know who is in the room and who are the people, what is your reaction. I just somehow like the energy of face-to-face interaction. If you don't feel comfortable, you're still in your PJs and you're kind of like, it's online training, that's fine then, no worries. So with that said, thank you again, everyone, for joining. And you know what, we've been an agency for quite some time. So if you'd like to keep the digital marketing learning going on, feel free to follow us on our social media channels as well. On our YouTube channel, there's a lot of podcasts, a lot of other videos and resources that you can learn from. And on our Instagram and LinkedIn, we share often, our content. So feel free to connect with us on these platforms. So before we take a deep dive, Basma, how much time do we have? An hour and a half, you said?
Yes, we have till 12.
Till 12. Okay, great. So let's begin with, instead of me, thank you for giving me that introduction. I think it was quite long, but just as you all know, I started with $0 with a dream to start a business. So I know where you are, and I've been there multiple times, actually, not once. Before I started this agency back in the day, I've started a travel agency. I have also started and sold an HR company. So there's a lot of startup pains I've gone through. So that's what is the reason why I was asked to come in and share some of my learnings with you all. And I think learning happens when you ask questions. So please do not hesitate to ask me questions. Feel free to interrupt, raise your hand. I will have Basma interject me because I'm not going to pay attention to the raised hands. I'll try my best to stay focused on this. So we're going to spend about 10 to 12 minutes going through some digital trends. But before we go there, and talking about marketing and sales funnels, before we open up for questions, I want to know who's in the room. We're a team here. So if you can unmute yourself and tell me very quickly your name and what business are you, or a project that you plan to launch or not have you launched. Is that okay with you, Basma, if I go through that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Great. So I see that I have Tama. Tama, do you want to unmute yourself? Tell us a little bit about you, your business proposition, very quickly.
Toma, do you want to introduce yourself? So Toma's actually an intern with us. I don't know if she's having technical difficulties. So Toma is actually an intern with Edge. So she's supporting us and she's not launching a business. She's just supporting Edge itself.
Okay, no worries. But Toma, great, because working with startups is also kind of a mini startup and needs an entrepreneurial mindset. So welcome. I do see we have Zachary here. Oh, we have Maya. You want to go first, Maya? Hey.
Hi, yeah, I can go first. So hello, sorry, I'm still in my PJs. Hi, my name is Maya. I'm working together with CJ Ohini and we're creating a new physical card game similar to Pokemon and Magic the Gathering.
Fantastic. Gamers in the room here. Congratulations. Can't wait to learn more. So we have Zachary. Thank you, Maya, for sharing that. Zachary, who wants to go next?
I can go next. So yeah, I'm Zachary. I'm making an app which helps grad students do better research by letting them easily organize their references, take notes with Apple Pencil, and automatically generate citations using natural language processing to check their papers against peer-reviewed articles.
Oh, fantastic. That is so cool. Wow. Are you using any AI tools because of the NLP that you're using?
I'm not sure yet. I'm still exploring that, trying to. So that this past week, I've been mostly just researching how to get started with the natural language processing. There's probably going to be some AI component
Yeah.
that's going to help like a lot, I think, because it's because these things can like obviously can be pretty vague, like the wording and stuff, and trying to match like what chunks are going to be useful from one paper in the user's paper.
Oh, very nice. Pretty cool. Well, listen, I wish you all the very best. This is such a cool project. Feel free to, hit me up on LinkedIn if you ever have any other questions that you want to know or hear from me what I think. If you have any connections that you want me to introduce you to, I'll be happy to.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah. So next on my screen is Mayan, and then Brooke, and then Sarah. So who would like to go first? I don't want to call out names, but I just don't know. Mayan, yes.
I can go. So my name is Mayan.
Mayan, okay.
Yeah, and I'm basically starting an interior decorating company that just decorates sustainably, to sum it up.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we all, are staying in enclosed in our homes. Perfect timing. So you are really doing, we see a lot of uptake in the market on the home improvement sector. So definitely interior design is part of it, which is great. Congratulations. Okay, so who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Sure.
So my name is Sarah, and I'm working together with Kenzie, and we are creating a sustainable streetwear fashion brand. So we're sourcing our fabrics in the most sustainable way possible for the earth, and also like working conditions as well. And that's what we're working on right now.
Fantastic. Well, that's such a great way to give back to the community while involving so many different resources around the world, I'm assuming, and locally as well. So very cool. Sarah, I can't wait to see your brand launch and perhaps shop and have my friends shop with you in the future.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, so next, whoever wants to go, the mic and floor is all yours.
Sorry, I was. Oh, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name's Brooke, and I run a small handmade stationery shop on Etsy and Big Cartel, and I've been open for about a year now. And currently I sell stickers and prints, but I want to expand to like decorative tapes and memo pads during my time at the Edge.
So what kind of printing do you do? Is it more stickers for, let's say, corporates, or just general stickers? Is it?
So I just kind of like some sticker sheets and stuff, and then I print them out myself. So
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good. Etsy's a great place.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, feel free to share the link for your shop here, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to take a look. Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Okay. I think we have a couple of more folks here.
Hi, I was late to the party, but my name is Danielle. I am currently trying to build a design hub to specialize in marketing for small businesses and independently owned businesses. So essentially, we would be handling anything from content creation, web design, artistic direction, and media management.
Oh, fantastic. Wow, little competitor, the new competitor on the block here for me, huh? Which is awesome. I love
little
that.
bit, yeah.
I love it, love it. Well, I always go by the mantra of there's a lot of abundance, a lot of folks need our help. So,
Yes.
so I always feel that there is a lot of room for everybody to thrive together. So great job. Congratulations. It is a competitive market though, so you have to be exceptionally great, which I have no qualms you would be. So congratulations.
you.
Hopefully I'll be able to add value to you here.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Who else is in the room? Did we cover everybody?
Hi.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Dominique, yeah.
Hi. Okay, so my name is Dominique. I'm working with in a group with 2 other people. We're gonna try and make a game that's really accessible to people who are colorblind and dyslexic.
Oh, very cool. You know, one of the ideas that I'll give you, you might want to partner with some healthcare apps for seniors and those with the, you know, disabilities that they have apps for from a care standpoint, and you might want to integrate that with them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and individual also, you know, you just have to go on your own too, but there might be some partnerships around the world. That'll be a very cool product. Okay, so I do see Kenzie's here.
Kenzie, do you want to introduce yourselves? Kenzie's the one we're working with, Sarah.
Okay, got it. But you know what? It's always good to hear your partners together. I mean, what's your take on your product?
Hi, yeah, I'm Kenzie. I'm working with Sarah, and we're creating a sustainable streetwear brand that's very unique. With different drops, or each drop will be different. And yeah, that's.
How do you intend to launch that? Where do you intend to launch? Is it more like a retail outlet, or is it going to be online?
Oh, it's more so going to be online, so that way we can keep more track of like more sustainable way and with the products as well, and with the making sure that all the products and the packaging for it will be sustainable, and
nice.
Yeah, just so we can keep track of each of the items as well.
Fantastic. Well, quick tip on that one. I mean, try and find ways within Ontario to kind of get some more PR from collaborations and then also from non-for-profits. See how you could possibly partner with them, environmental non-for-profits as well. Okay, or even for-profits. Yeah, great. Okay, fantastic. Well, as you all know, Besma and I have partnered for today's session to get you a little bit more of our experiences here. So as I said, feel free to interrupt and interject. Quite honestly, digital marketing is changing so much all the time. So I'm always learning from the young entrepreneurs that I'm speaking with. It is a privilege and an honor to be here. So thank you very much for sharing about your business and your dreams. I look forward to connecting with you, today and in the future as well. And feel free to, connect with me on LinkedIn if you feel that I've added value to your business at all. Okay, great. Well, so one thing I do want to say is that, our audience is today ultra informed, right? 24/7, 3 times, and basically what we really want to kind of focus on is, year-round ultra information galore that our audience is feeling. How do we make sure that our message reaches them in a most effective and efficient manner, so that we can get the market share and create an impact for them? Because I'm sure from all the businesses that I have heard today, seems like there's a lot more stories to it, a little bit more of a purpose to it. And if you haven't figured out that fine-tuned purpose, don't worry about it, because the purpose also gets, I think it evolves with time. So if you have a purpose today to say, hey, this is the creative project I really wanted to kind of, bring to the market, that's awesome. But ask yourself a question: what happens once I launch to the market? How does it help people? Getting that servant mindset and will help you get clarity on your purpose. And I think that is how you will really reach your audience much better, much faster, and in a more connected way. Because today's audience, as I said, is ultra informed 24/7, 365 days a year. And when we talk about business today, the business is the different stages in any business, right? There's an idea, and then there's a startup stage, and there's a ramp up stage, scale up stage, and leadership stage. So when you talk about the 5 different stages of any business, some of you may be in the idea stage, some of you are already in the startup stage. So if you are in these 2 stages, there's a lot of excitement. There is no business, but you have a dream. And as I mentioned, having a dream is awesome. Attaching a little bit of a purpose to that and then evolving that purpose really helps you grow to the leadership position, because it should never be about you. When you start a business, it's all about everybody. It's a we mentality. And the more and more you can bring that into your business, and your vision will allow you to bring the right team together, bring the right kind of customers together, and get more people, cheering you and being part of your business, be as clients or vendors or partners or staff or teams or mentors, right? So these are the 5 different stages, and you have to identify which stage you are at. But having said that, with these 5 different stages, there's a lot of marketing challenges that come with it, right? So at the idea stage, there is no business yet, only a dream, idea or desire, and there is no marketing plan yet. And if you have a marketing plan, that's awesome. One thing that I did not do when I was starting out my business was I had a marketing plan and a business plan, but I wasn't going back to it too often to either reflect or revise, okay? So find a system in your business to be able to, I would say, go back to your business plan. If you don't have it, that's not what you want. But if you have it and you have a system and you've already marked like quarterly meetings on your calendar, then that's awesome. But definitely have a business plan or a marketing plan at this stage, to also ensure that this is a viable idea. This is not going to be just a dream and a passion, but there's market for it. And those of you who are in the startup stage, start kind of looking at it, because the world is digital, right? As I mentioned, 24/7, people are on and they're consuming a lot of content. I mean, our best friends become Google or Bing. So you have a website and you still are not sure, or you perhaps don't have a website. So as a startup stage, kind of have a web presence of some sort, maybe a landing page. You may not need a website. Maybe you just need a web presence with Etsy, and you may need, maybe a small e-commerce store at Shopify. But whatever you do, just have a web presence, because one of the things that I was going to talk about today is 3 tips that I have for you when it comes to digital marketing. The number 1 tip is e-commerce is going to be the way of doing business and doing commerce in the future. So try and find a way to kind of engage people and give them a I'd say self-purchase options, so that you're kind of creating that inbound experience for them. And e-commerce is definitely going to change the way we all live and breathe in the coming, it'll come sooner than what was anticipated pre-COVID. So obviously there's an opportunity here for you all, and for a lot of us. So e-commerce, we've seen a surge, and that's a way to go. So the second thing is, once you have that web presence, what really needs to happen for people to know about you, right? There's a lot of different techniques and strategies, but I think getting clear on that idea, getting clear on who your market is, who your target audience is, and then where they reside is very important. So the typical marketing funnel is, once you have that web presence, there's an awareness stage, right? For any kind of a business. So how do you kind of do lead generation? How do you make people aware of your business and your brand? The easiest way that I think some of the younger entrepreneurs are leaning more towards is the social medias of the world. One thing that we've observed is that social media is great, but it requires a whole lot of bandwidth to keep it really good, active, and also engagement wise. You just can't post on social media anymore and just walk away and expect it to grow. So there's definitely that aspect of social media that could be one of the tactics for awareness. And it's very cost effective initially, but you have to put in a lot of your time. The other activities could be content marketing, which is also kind of a subset or maybe a collaboration of social media. The content is still king, and relevant content, I should say, is still king. And that's where people are more inclined towards. So how are you producing videos? How are you doing, giving them behind the scenes? How are you making it interactive for them? That could be part of it. But what really drives the leads in the businesses, what we've found is advertising, paid media, search, public relations, and getting into that stage gets you to, gets you to the awareness stage. And I think that's the biggest area for you to kind of stay focused on, to say, how do I bring more awareness early on in my business? And then once you have the traffic coming in, keep that measurement in place. So keep monitoring, how's this traffic engaging with you to get to the interest stage and becoming more of a qualified lead for you. And then from there, are they making decisions to buy your products or not, and then take action. Now, if you have an e-commerce site, there's a lot of insight and data available through these different tools, but there's also Google Analytics. And that's where I think this is how the marketing funnel proceeds, from an awareness to the interest stage. And once they become interested in you, that's when this lead becomes a marketing qualified lead to a sales qualified lead. The funnel kind of continues to develop, and their behaviors start to kind of make them or move them from an interest to the decision stage, and then they take an action and buy from you. And then if you service them really well, your products are awesome, then they bring their friends and family and they become your advocates. And so that's where the testimonials and the advocacy starts to happen. Now, before I move any further, are there any questions that you have so far on the sales cycle or any of the marketing funnel from me?
You can also post your questions in the chat. I'll keep an eye on that if anyone is adding in there.
Yeah, okay. Brooke says all clear so far. No questions yet, Maya. Thank you. Okay, great. So I'll continue and just keep your questions coming in here. So these are the different stages. I mean, awareness, interest, decision, and action. And as you're feeling that there's micro moments are taking precedence over anything. We want everything right here, right now. And people want to be feeling more connected, right? So let's say, for example, AI is taking over, and today they're taking over our cars, artificial intelligence and Siri and Google, like Alexa and Google Assist. I think I'm not an Android user. So but soon they'll be taking over our marketing too. There's one thing that I will tell you, that marketing, when it comes to strategizing and branding, they'll be assisted by AI tools, but it's not going to be going away fully. So you'll still need to understand in your business, based on the different stages of your business and your sales cycle, what kind of marketing messages should you be producing? So micro moments are changing the customer journey. I mean, at the end of the day, the customers, initially back in the day, it was like, go to Google and find the search result, click on that search result, and then make a purchase or book an appointment or some sort of an action. But today, people are like, they land on the website, now they have a lot of distractions. They see, oh, there's a YouTube channel, there's an Instagram. They go to all these different social channels, and then they walk away from your website. And then once they're walking away from your website, then they're like, there has to be a way to bring them back into the site to make an action, take an action. But then again, while they're searching and doing all this Instagram, they're like, oh, there's another message from another, potential client or a friend on Instagram, or there's a, WhatsApp message, or there's a text message that comes in. Now there's a mobile marketing aspect of it that needs to be woven in. So people are kind of, moving from one interaction to the other. And all of this is being facilitated through technology. Like Google Maps has said, groceries can be done using apps now. You especially during COVID, I saw complete search and change. I mean, you don't even have to talk to anybody. Just place an order on Loblaw's or a PC's app, and then just go pick up your groceries or get them delivered, right? This is socially directed buying, and socially facilitated selling. We go onto Facebook and say, hey, I'm looking for a pup. Anybody knows who's selling a puppy? Okay, or hey, listen, looking for a landscaper or looking for so-and-so. And people are now on these groups, and Facebook especially, people are chatting and talking about it, especially on LinkedIn. People are looking for professional help, and then they're going and posting in these groups, or in a one-to-one conversations are happening. So there's a lot of socially facilitated buying and selling that's happening. And there's a lot of urge for real-time information. This could be an older graphic, but you can, I hope this drives the message across. There's so many different apps that have come into the marketplace, and people are going to like there used to be RSS feed. Okay, today there's no RSS feed. There's so many apps. For example, Feedly is one of them, which would be like, you know, RSS feed on the go on your mobile phone. It's all app driven. So those of you who are considering apps, make sure that your app is very, very different, unique, and it serves one core function and sets you up as a leader, you know. And even if you have to find angel investing or any other kind of investment, try and launch that app really quickly and make it really good in the marketplace, because these ideas are kind of being picked up really, really quickly, and a lot more bigger giants are coming into the marketplace with the app development ideas. So think about it. There's a real-time information need. Apps are the way to go, and internet is like, you know, a chatter board, I would say. So micro moments are multiplying, and while we're doing grocery shopping, we're actually listening to a podcast, and we're listening to an ebook. You could be working away and you're still kind of listening to the Spotify, or maybe you have an ebook on, or some sorts of micro connections are happening. I'm speaking from my experience. That's what I'm doing most of the times. So omni-channel approach, as we talked about in the different stages, you know, people come, search for a product, visit the website, compare your products, browse the type of signage, or browse the type of, you know, this is for a sign company maybe, but request a quote. They kind of share with business partners. So let's say, for example, if somebody's looking for, when you launch your product line on clothing, people could be coming to your website and then saying, hey, I really like these products, but there could be, you know, can I find it cheaper online? Or they could be going and, you know, looking for other comparable products, because now Google is showing them people who visited the site also visited others, because Google search has become very adaptive, and based on the behaviors, Google's now aggregating this data, and based on the user behavior is showing the results. So then, you know, they look at your reviews and they say, hey, what's the shipping cost? And they place an order if they like, everything is good. And then they pick up or get it delivered. Then they write a review, and then they, you know, you stay top of mind for them for the next one if your product is really good. So these interactions across these channels are happening in a fraction of like few seconds many times, depending upon the product, right? But there is an omni-channel approach. They're not just going to your website. They're going to a whole lot of different, you know, or they may even, if this is an expensive purchase, they may even go back and, you know, not just read your reviews, but ask their friends and family to say, hey, somebody's used this. What do you think about it, right? And that's where the socially facilitated buying and selling is happening. So this is the most common area where I find people are like, you know, they want to get, even in the startup stage to the ideation stage, they don't have clarity on how do they rev up their brand visibility, how do they be found locally if the product is local, how do they drive more leads and, you know, fuel their sales. I think it all starts with one thing, and the only one thing, which is to get clear on who your audience is. So first of all, have a marketing plan, which includes who your persona is, what your marketing market appetite is. Also, who are your competitors? How's your product different? And get that competitive landscape. What is going to be your unique go-to-market strategy? How are you going to differentiate yourself, and how are you going to rise up to the top with visibility on Google searches very quickly? So that's where I think the most of the work is happening. What I'd like to do is I'd like to open up to questions at this stage, because I think the most learning will happen based on what we've seen so far, and set the stage for, you know, marketing and branding and sales funnel, if you will. What are your thoughts? What are the burning questions you have as a new startup?
Any questions? Is this an appropriate time for them to share maybe what they've been doing marketing-wise so far?
Yeah, it'd be good to see, you know, just guys, this is perfect opportunity to get ideas and feedback from your peers also, not just me. So feel free to and say, if I only like, and sometimes it could be, don't feel shy, and nobody's perfect, nobody's marketing plan is perfect, trust me. I've been in the business for 13 years. We still review our vision and our mission and our marketing plan every 6 months. And every time we go to it, we're like, oh, such a crappy job we did, last time, let's refine it, So there's never a perfect moment, and you should never feel complacent. So I think, okay, CJ has a question. I can go. Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's kind of a question. It's kind of just like, I'm going to explain what we had thought, and then I'd love to hear some feedback on it, because
Sure.
Me and my partner Maya are working on a trading card game. And we're both from the Bachelor of Game Design program, meaning we have like absolutely no marketing experience. So we know that the card game market is pretty much controlled by an oligopoly. Like there are 3 main companies that really rule everything. So our goal with a game that's kind of going into a saturated market is to try and make sure the barrier to entry is like as low as possible. So what we've been doing is that, because I work in a card game store and Maya also works in a hobby game store as well, we're going to leverage those connections and create pre-built free decks that we can give out to stores with codes in them towards a survey that will also link, like give them a promo code that will get people back in the stores, that will give them a promo card when this game actually releases. So that's kind of like our idea, to like make it so people can play the game, get their hands on the cards for absolutely no cost, and then hopefully incite people to purchase the product when the game actually comes out. It also works as a beta test for us.
No, that's pretty cool. You're already kind of building momentum and kind of building exciting and enticing people to do so. What I'd like to do is, are you guys going to use any social media contests at all? I know that you're doing a lot more retail, but there's a lot of market and a lot of, at least from what I know, I'm not a gamer, but what I know from my children, I know that, there's a lot of online, I would say, gaming clubs that are existing on Instagram, Facebook, and others. There's also some like, how could you kind of create more animated experience on Twitch? Maybe, I don't know if that you've considered as part of your overall strategy.
That's a really good point. We've been really focused on just actually getting the cards out, but we actually recently had our mentorship with like our one-on-one mentorships with one of the people from a gaming Oddbird Studios.
Oh,
whatever.
nice.
But point being is that he explained that like a good idea for us to go forward, and I agree with this, is that having like a YouTube channel that we can link to from our landing page and website that like goes through a tutorial, like an animated or like visual tutorialization of how the game plays. And this could also be like the hub of like when we post updates to the game. When new sets come out, we can put like trailers on there, similar to games like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering that
Absolutely.
have like those types of things. Just like trying to stand up to the status quo is probably our main goal there.
Right, because you're going to send those cards to retail outlets. How about identifying influencer gamers online, and getting them on your side too, and help sending them some of your cards and letting them know and say you are part of the beta or you're part of the pre-launch. We really think that you'd enjoy this game, and getting them on your side. So kind of creating your influencer network even prior to launch, and be hush hush, and then getting them to kind of review your product, and review your idea, and get them on video interviews so that they become your ambassadors to promote the game.
Totally. Yeah, that sounds like a really reasonable solution. I guess we just have to have confidence in our product when once we're designing it. But yeah, no, that sounds like an awesome idea.
Yeah, and I think influencer marketing, actually, ironical enough that I posted today about influencer marketing on LinkedIn, and I think influencer marketing is a new buzzword, but it requires one-on-one interaction. So you have to prepare, the benefits of the game, and as I said, the lowest barrier to entry and what's in it for them, right? So think about, I think the fastest way people follow, like when Pokemon came out, of course, people were talking about it. There was so much word on the street that everybody wanted to be like, everybody on the street was walking with their phones, and I did that too. I'll be honest with you, I did it for fun. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. But I think influencer marketing in your business and YouTube marketing and getting those influencers to talk about your product, review about your product, and creating an affiliate link also for them, because what's in it for them? You have to think about it and say, hey, if they're going to promote our product, what are we going to give it to them? You know, maybe they don't get one coupon code and it launches. They get a year worth of subscription, but they have to give something in return. They have to review the product. They have to talk about it. You could possibly video interview them. If they have an Instagram channel or their own following on YouTube, they have to talk about it.
Totally. Okay, that sounds. I took down some notes. That's extremely helpful. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for asking. It's a great question, and all the best.
Thank you.
And if you have that solidified at some point and you're looking for some investors, I do know some tech investors. Okay.
Awesome. I will keep that out. More notes to take. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No worries. My pleasure. Thank you. All right. This is going to be very quiet, guys. I don't think I've covered everything. I'm sure you have questions.
Yeah, maybe we can go around and get everyone to share what they've been doing marketing wise, or at least what their plans are marketing wise, and get feedback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to share something on the screen, ask for the access, want to get some conversion ideas going as well, not just marketing, but maybe some other things that you have in the pipeline, happy to take a look. I think we all learn from asking questions and sharing.
Yeah, it's meant to be an interactive session, guys, as I've mentioned a few times. So hoping to hear from all of you. So we'll go around and get you to either share what marketing you've been doing so far, or for some of you, I know it's still in the works. So if you want to share your marketing plans and get some feedback from Artie. Anyone?
While you guys are kind of, getting your questions together, I have some questions of a few folks who've shared about their business. Is it okay if I ask some questions as well?
Go ahead. Yeah. We want people talking.
Okay. As Sarah said, so thank you for that vote of confidence here. I have a question from Maya. I think CJ and Maya are working together. I'm sorry, I did not make notes here. Is that correct? Maya, you and CJ are working together. Okay, so that's great. The question for you, perhaps Maya and CJ, is while others are gathering their notes, what's your kind of a milestone to launch this? Have you figured out kind of your timelines? You're muted.
I can breach it through until Maya gets her stuff ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working we're obviously partners on this project. So I'm taking the design end and a lot of the project managerial positions, and she's working exclusively on art. Our goal is to have the game ready. I'll let her talk about when her side of this thing, but our goal is to have the game ready and the first set fully printed, released, done by the end of August, by the end of the COTE program, just to have a product on the shelves, because that should line up pretty well with the reopening of Ontario, at least.
Of course,
because it's an in-person card game, right? So it would promote in-person play. I guess Maya can just take it away from here because I've been talking a lot.
Sorry, I turned my headphones off by accident, so I didn't hear the question.
No worries. I was asking CJ and you more about what's your go-to-market launch date, as in terms of, yeah.
Yeah, so as CJ was saying, our main goal is for the end of August. We are finalizing our, what's the word I'm looking for? Logo and stuff, because making a logo is harder than I thought it would be. And we're in the process of making 2 out of the 4, we call them factions of our game. So the different clans would be an easier term. So we're just going to start off with those 2 for now. And then once we finalize all of the cards details themselves is when I'll start doing rough work for them. And then as we slowly get more and more product out, we're going to see if we can also grab some of the illustration students from Sheridan who might be looking to get some portfolio pieces done. And just kind of help out as many people as we can. Obviously, we can't pay them, so that's why we're going to go to the students first and be like, hey, do you guys want to work on some fun, potentially portfolio pieces if y'all are happy with it? And then, as CJ was saying, we're going to be setting up like a YouTube/Twitch channel and maybe doing like some fun live streams of like the art process, because I know on Twitch specifically, the art community is a really big thing. Like a lot of people will just sit there and draw and have their community there. We already have a Twitter page and everything. And then when we were doing our mentorship, they also suggested doing an open Discord server, which is like another form of Slack kind of thing, so that we can start building up a little bit of a community there and like give them kind of like sneak peek access to the stuff that we're doing and get first access, maybe do like some polls and stuff of like, hey, we're working on this card, which art do you guys like better, kind of thing. So we're just going to try to get
I know somebody who used to work with us. If you kind of you want, she's big on Twitch. If you really want a connection, and she's big on art as well. She has her own book, so there could be a combination. She has her own comic book that she prints, and big on social media too. So if you want a connection, let me know. I mean, just on that logo and the other aspects of, you know, the business that you're kind of trying to get help from the students. I think Danielle, is that Danielle who's starting a new digital and web marketing agency?
I think so.
Yeah, so Danielle, how about you guys collaborate? You'll get a case study out of it, and maybe Maya and CJ will get some work, and you guys could partner and say, hey, we were part of the launch. I mean, that could be a great way to build your portfolio, no?
Yes, I'm here. Hit me up.
Definitely willing to work together with the people here in COTE. It's just that right now we want to focus a little bit more on like getting our product a little bit more together, because right now they're just like these ideas that are sitting on a computer screen. So we want to get at least one of the two factions that we have done, like start getting the art for that, so then we can approach people like Danielle who are willing to help us with our social media presence and all these things, just so that they have a little bit more to work with.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that's amazing way to build partnerships. I'll give you a little bit of a story. When I first started out, I actually reached out to a few friends on LinkedIn and said, hey, listen, can I run your paid ad campaign? I mean, I was still working my full-time corporate job, and you know, back in 2004, when Yahoo used to exist and was bigger than or equivalent than to Google, I did that. And there was a friend of mine who was a French translator, and she said, yeah, sure. You know, can you drive more business to me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You don't have to worry about it. You know, Ingrid, I'll take care of you. And I started running paid ad campaign. I burned a hole in my pocket. I spent $1,600 back then just on testing. And I was running a very bad paid ad campaign back then. So from that experience, I'm not saying that, you know, go do some testing, do some risky testing, but also be very cautious about that risk that you take. So that would be great. Thank you for sharing that, Maya, and all the very best. Looks like you guys have got it covered. Very exciting project and timely launch plan as well. I think you're right, CJ, people will be coming out of the COVID situation, hopefully soon. So Danielle, I mean, now that I heard you're here, and I love that little orange block there. Is this your logo, or is this your personal brand logo?
Oh, not at all. This is what Zoom gave me to put up.
Oh,
yeah, this is what
fantastic.
Zoom gave me to put up here. I'm be honest, I don't know how to change the name of it. I've tried and I don't know how to do it, so just leave it there. My personal logo, I've personally changed it about twice, and now I'm on my third rendition that I'm currently working on.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of your company going to be? Do you know?
Vision Design Studios.
I like it. Vision Design Studios. And would you be more focused on the branding or more digital?
Honestly, it's kind of like a nice little mix of the two, because because my program is interaction design, so I have a very nice, strong background in digital, But then
Uh-huh.
also I love personally, I have everything I know about branding and marketing is self-taught and done through my own research and my own just interest in it. So
Right.
that's where that comes from. So I like that it's a nice little mix of the both of the two.
So what's your plan? I mean, when does your co-op end, and do you want to launch it before your co-op ends? So is that part of the program as well?
So I've already I'm technically haven't like formally launched my business yet, but I already have clientele through word of mouth. So I've been referred to some
Nice.
friends just from doing small freelance projects, and then I just started building relationships with people that needed work from me, and then it just kind of built like that, and that's why I decided to even make it into a business because I was getting so much freelance work doing the
Very
same.
nice.
Yeah.
So I always, hear a lot of people talk about passion and say,
Mhm.
you know what, that's not my passion. I don't want to start there. I don't want to do this job because it's not my passion. I
Mhm.
always say that, when you find success in something that you do, that eventually becomes your passion. And that's what also, so sometimes passion doesn't pay the bills, but one thing, once you start finding success in something that you do, you become passionate. I came from a very operational and sales background, digital marketing, like 2004. I just started to kind of get intrigued by what is happening,
Mhm.
starting to learn a little bit on my own. And quite honestly, I invested a whole lot of time and money learning, going to the States, going to these conferences on my own vacation time, working in the corporate life. And that became my, passion, because I was finding a lot more success. People were coming to me for ideas and asking questions, just the way you're starting out, Danielle.
Yeah,
Great work.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have, do you have a marketing plan and a business plan? Who do you want to work with?
So my marketing plan right now, who I want to work with, like my target demos right now are small businesses or in like very, very small businesses, people that are just starting out or independently owned businesses, just because I realized that I realized through the friend group that I have, the networking I've done, I've made a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, and a lot of them that are singly owned business owners, they have just always expressed the need for help with marketing, because
Mhm.
they would say that I'm running my business and then marketing itself is just another job. So I want to help
Mhm.
smaller business owners get that jump start.
Yeah, that's a
And
good purpose.
yeah, and
Agreed.
one thing I always realized, I also noticed, is that the way that branding and social media has turned, it's became everything, all of the content that you're seeing for branding for new companies, it's super saturated and repetitive, and everybody's following the same designs, and it
Mhm.
just, there's not much unique, there's not much authenticity in
Creativity and authenticity.
exactly, yeah, in people's
Yeah.
branding anymore. They're trying, it's getting better with help, but like I feel like in people that are just starting out, they're going to like the regular generated tools, and everything looks the same. So I want to bring that to singly owned businesses as well.
Good. Well, I find that there is a need for more creativity, but I also think there's so many people now venturing into the marketplace, and there's so many
Mhm.
online forums available
Mhm.
to get inspired from, or get, like there are award sites people can go to and say what are the top
Mhm.
best logo awards or web awards and whatnot,
Yes,
and then they kind of replicate those, those in their marketing. And graphic designers are becoming, like, it's becoming a lot more commoditized, so
Mhm.
people are now paying less, and that's why graphic designers are also getting, not taking as, I think, a creative approach. They're just saying, let's get the work done, right, kind of a thing.
yeah,
So yeah, so that's an area that you could stand out and say, we don't do templates, right? We are very custom. We like to understand you, customize it to you, and represent you, right?
exactly. That's kind of why I chose the program I'm going into, because my original plan was to go into graphic design. So like the Y
Hmm.
program with York Sheridan. But then the teachers I was working with in my portfolio program, they had all told me to go into interaction design because it is the new age graphic design and design for the web, and it's where all the jobs are at. So that's kind of why I
I
also decided
agree.
to go into this.
Yeah, I think UX UI is going to be more prominent with all the apps coming in. So interaction design definitely kind of combination of the two. And you know, you might have to understand and read online about more UX UI, but I think you may have already done that during this program. So
Yeah, that's our specialty in the program is UX UI.
yeah, UX UI. Yeah, that's what I thought. Interaction design. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, happy to be here, guys. If you have any questions, great. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna go.
No, we'll go around. So I'll randomly pick people's names, and we'll get them to share. We'll get you to share a brief description of your target market and how you are currently planning on marketing to them and reaching them, and we'll get some feedback that way. Does that sound good to you, Artie?
Sounds good to me. If everyone's comfortable doing that, you know.
No, they're used to being put on the spot. So
guys, I have to say one thing, Besma. If you're feeling so shy talking about your ideas, how are you going to sell?
Yeah, good point. And similar to that, entrepreneurs should be comfortable with being able to respond to things on the spot. So that's what we're going to practice again right now. So maybe we'll start with Sarah and Kenzie. It'll also be great for you to turn your cameras on at least when you're responding to questions, just so we can get facial expressions. It makes it easier. So Sarah and Kenzie, if you can share with Artie who your target market is and how you've been marketing to them or how you're planning to market to them in the near future.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, we don't have like an actual product in our hands yet to start doing the marketing quite yet, but we've messaged a bunch of manufacturers and we're still waiting to hear back. But we plan on, well, we've done a bunch of surveys from our people that we know so far that could be potential customers, which is their friends, families, and they've shared it. I can't quite turn on my camera right now. I'm in the kitchen because my Wi-Fi sucks. My dad's renovating it, going back and forth, so he's just sitting. So there's some people walking back. Sorry about that, but
okay.
Basically. Just from that alone, we've noticed that our target audience for now is female and between the ages of 18 and 27 or 26, something like that. And so those are the main, like the big audience we have. And our potential marketing strategy would be, we'll be using all the big social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok. Why am I running blank on all the big social media?
Yeah, very nice. Twitter. I love the idea of
and
that.
And social media, or not social media, email marketing. When we do have the website up, we would like to have a coming soon page so we can start promoting it as well. So have people sign up with their emails. We would like to do that as well.
So on the coming soon page, you could just say, hey, subscribe to get the inaugural offers. Right?
Yeah.
So you could possibly give them sign up for coupons, right? Or offers, you know, how the big buck stores do that today.
Yeah.
And then of course, I have a question for you, Kenzie. I mean, why 18 to 27? I find that, you know, a lot of tweens and teens are becoming environmentally cautious today. They're being taught this at school.
Oh,
would you have a line for younger girls?
Oh yeah, we would like to do just a unisex because it's very a lot of people we've done a lot of the reason why we think that our target audience for now is females ages 18 and 26 is because our surveys, we had over 100 people do the surveys and that was the highest one that we've had by a long shot. We've had a few teens, but not that much right now. So it's just for now that we know like what is our like customers right now to try to help.
But how did you reach to get the survey? Did you have
we shared them
equal number of people on the list? Like if you were sending the survey to 20 adults, then you sent it to 20 teens, and then you sent it to 20 tweens and 20.
We basically just shared it on all of our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then some people, some of our family and friends shared that for all their family and friends. So it's anyone who's who they have on like as friends or followers, they've all did the surveys. So we do have like a few, oh, sorry. Did I cut someone off?
No, I was just gonna add on.
Oh yeah, by all means, add on.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, we had a pretty decent sample size in terms of the variety of age range. So what we kind of found was the main audience would be 18 to late 20s, mid 20s, but then we also had a high interest with people in their late 30s and 40s as well. And then also something like personally that we want to do would eventually to be creating a kids line or something like that. So that would kind of hit all three targets. So you have the middle target, 18 to 26 or to 30 even. And then you have maybe like older moms with their kids. It's kind of a huge trend right now to get matching jumpsuits for your mom and your baby. So tapping into that market as well is something
Very
that
nice.
I'd like to do in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. There is something called Earth Rangers. I'm sure you're familiar with it.
I don't think I've heard of that actually.
Okay, so they're very kind of, Earth Rangers are these younger market that you could possibly tap into. These folks are trying to save the environment through little micro acts, right? So maybe including them in your campaign, especially these folks are now getting a lot more on TikTok, right, Kenzie, and Instagram videos and reels and stories. They're kind of very socially active, right? So again, as I mentioned to Maya and CJ, getting your ambassadors to spread the word is so important today, especially if you're going to go into the retail market. And now you have such a great purpose to kind of create a community, create a following around it. I think that would be, at least to me, that's exciting. Think about it if you might want to consider that.
And that might have answered the question that I had, but what we want to do before we launch fully is make sure that we have basically all of our ducks in a row, and we want to have that launch be full force before we do anything, because we know if you go too early, then people may see it and then not come back to you if it's not fully formed. So yeah, my question would just be, what are the main things that you think we should have ready to go and in place for the first few months for when we launch?
And it's going to be just you and Kenzie, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Again, okay. So then clearly define your roles, okay? As to what your roles are, have some standing meetings on your calendars just to make sure that you both are holding each other accountable. From a marketing standpoint, I personally think having a web presence is very important. And as much as you're kind of driving through social media, I mean, even if you don't want to have a web presence, then have Facebook shops is one way to kind of, create your online store. But, a web presence on a Shopify store can go a long way. You could add products, you could do stuff on there. But to begin with, so when it comes to marketing, and what you need to have is some sort of a platform, which means where is it that you're going to drive traffic to? Where is that you bring people to purchase your product? And most importantly, what is written on that product? How do you position it? Your messaging? How do you kind of, get people to engage more and more and feel that connection? So make sure that your messaging is very crisp. Having your tagline, having your brand value proposition and your philosophy in this specific startup will be very, very important. What's your philosophy behind it? What your purpose, right? I think that's key for me. And then based on that overarching purpose, because you've done a really good job of identifying who your target audience is. Now, what is the message that needs to relate to these target audience? But again, you cannot keep changing your brand message based on who you're going to bring, in the future. So you have to make it generic enough that as you expand into different age groups, it is still relatable, right? So having that overall brand vision is very important, and also kind of creating the right messaging, having that platform. And then for the next 6 to 12 months, create a calendar of your monthly campaigns, or even if it is not monthly, then quarterly campaigns. Even if you don't want to go with 12 different campaigns, go with 5 and know that how to repeat them, later on.
Yeah. Okay.
So having those campaigns clearly articulated is important. Then again, between the two of you, who's going to be managing the graphics and the day-to-day of those campaigns, and who's going to be working in the back end to source product and make sure that the product is shipped. It's one thing to bring people to your store and have them buy, but I think the major flag that I find new startups get is either the product runs out, especially now due to COVID. You might want to kind of make sure that your procurement is strong. And then secondly, your customer experience. That is huge, huge. How are you going to create that customer experience? What are the little things that you're going to do? For example, I find when I order online, if it's going to be a unique luxury yet very purpose-driven product, they make sure that from a packaging to how I receive it to the message inside that box, everything is so uniquely crafted for me, right? And that's what makes me feel good. When I feel good, I talk about it, So it's about creating that feeling of feeling good using your product. And that is not just applicable to you, but everything that you do. It could be applicable to service industries as well. So we at our company pay a lot of attention to customer experience. And we have commandments of customer experience. How do we want to be represented? And our customers love us. Like for a digital marketing agency to have customers who've been in the system for 10 years plus, that's a commandment. So think of those ideas of how you're going to create that customer experience.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's super helpful. And we haven't really thought of how to divvy up those roles yet. So we'll definitely talk about that.
Yeah, and then bring that customer experience back into your marketing and your messaging, right? So bring those ideas, those experiences, talk about those stories in your Instagram posts, your TikToks, and maybe even ask people, you've ordered a product online. How do you feel when it doesn't arrive the way you had hoped it to be? What would you do? I mean, do some focus groups around that.
Awesome, thank you. We'll move on to Mayan. If you want to turn your camera on, tell us more about your target market and how you are planning to market to that group of people.
Okay, so right now, I haven't been marketing as much because I've just been doing research on what other interior decorators have been doing without because right now I have customers, but I have nothing to show for it just yet. 'Cause obviously in a work in progress, sorry. So I've just been doing research on what other interior decorators have been doing without actually having something to show. But before that, I was on Instagram, Facebook, and I was just kind of showing off my work from my schooling. So I was just showing off different houses that I would designed back then, but it had nothing to do with my business. So I've just stopped doing that because I'm just it's kind of pointless to do that. Because when I was promoting those posts, I was getting just random people reaching out to me about oh, can you design do actual architecture? And I was like, that's not really related, and I can't legally do that. So haven't done any marketing just yet, still in research stages right now. And my target market, I have noticed, is around 30s to 40s, people who have expendable income and don't feel like designing or decorating their own homes. So it's usually people that have more income to spare, full-time jobs basically.
Yeah, and I think it's such a great way to spruce up your space, because one thing that we will observe is that more and more people are going to be working in hybrid work environments.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously we're spending a lot more time at our homes. So clearly can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to make sure. So more and more of our environment, the places that we work in, will have to be looked at, and more people are going to have some more disposable income to spend on sprucing up their spaces. So that's a great timing. Having said that, a lot of younger generation and millennials are now moving out into the condos and other homes where the spaces are maybe smaller, but they still need to make it modern and decorated. At least in my experience, seeing my nephew, nieces, and my own family, I find that they probably want to kind of have somebody come in and help them with that decoration of the space, right, to make it their own. So that is a one market. But you're right, most times people will, with more disposable income, who have, I'd say 30 to 45 is a stage, but because after 45 to 48, people are like, oh, whatever, who cares? I want to go into the minimalistic path, right? I want to go into the minimalistic path. And that's what the new trends are. People are now saying, do I really need to spend so much money on this? I'd rather spend on experiences and vacation. And so those different mindsets. So because you haven't started marketing, I do want to ask you a few questions, or maybe suggest. In my experience, partnerships are really great from marketing standpoint, especially for interior designers. Most interior designers also kind of do another product that they bring to the market is staging, home staging. So they do home staging, and then because they're doing home staging for somebody, those people have seen their home now completely transformed. They're like, oh my goodness, can you do interior design as well? So that's a combination of the two that I find the home staging leads into more interior design jobs. The second is when you, kind of try and build relationships with the new construction home builders, because those are the people, when they're selling new homes, these people are now buying new homes and they may need an interior designer. So what typically happens is you would get a list from them and you would start to kind of pick up the phone, and there could be more. So that's more like, and not so digital marketing, but at the same time, you need the digital presence, because when you call them, they want to see who you are and what kind of work have you done. So you need your Instagram, you need your TikTok, behind the scene, quick videos. You need your projects on House. Have you heard of House?
Sorry?
House. Have you heard of House? Houzz?
No.
I just sent you, oh, sorry. I just sent you the on the chat. House is a great platform for interior designers to showcase your projects, right? So I personally think that those platforms could be great for you, but at the same time, partnerships would be really instrumental in getting the jolt, because partnership with some top real estate agents, partnership with those who sell luxury homes. For example, don't go and partner with Remax unless they are like top tier Remax agent. Instead, go to Sotheby's or Forest Hill. Those are luxury real estate brokerages, right? And you want to kind of, because people need to have money to spend on interior design. So I would say that. And then there's another element of it. There's commercial real estate also. People are now, if people have to bring people to work, they have to give them really modern working and locations and environments. So the last thing I would say is, shared office spaces will become huge.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot more people will convert their offices into shared office spaces for other businesses to come and collaborate with them. So find those opportunities to redesign offices if that's your focus. Any specific questions? I think I was rambling, but hopefully you got something out of it.
I do have one question. So I've heard it before, like to like partner with realtors and stuff, but how would I go about like partnering with
them? Yeah, no, that's a great question. So what I would say is if you have, because you have some freelance projects and whatnot, and you've done your designing and whatnot on your AutoCAD or whatnot, the programs that you use now to kind of redo, I would just create some sales sheets, and also create maybe a one-page WordPress website and showcase about your projects there. And then simple and most effective way would be, because you're new, I would say pick up the phone and ask these brokerages and say, hey, do you have any new
Yeah.
real estate agents joined your brokerage,
Yeah.
I'd like to offer them a consultation for their next house sale
Yeah.
at no cost. Okay, you would
So
simply
get
just
my
go
name out there.
your name out. You will now meet, at least get an appointment with them and say, hey, listen, for your next sale, I'll come in and help you with the staging and redecorating and giving you ideas. All you have to do is give me a Google review.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you create your Google My Business and ask them for a Google review or a Facebook review. And then eventually you'll just, and then for the next time, because you would do a really good job of it, for the next time, they will hire you. And then before you kind of, finish that project, you're going to give them your proposal package to say, hey, in the future, if you need me, here's my package. And in the process of doing this, you're going to create your marketing material. You'll understand what their needs are, what their pain points are. Having worked with a couple of them, then the third time when you go to this, you want to offer it free. You'd say, hey, is your house a lot in the market? Is it because of people are not willing to invest in staging or interior decorations? Okay, well, listen, I'm new to the market, but I also have a lot of experience because I've done this client. And then you'll show your real estate portfolio and say, because of this, go with data and say, because of my staging, I think the house sold very quickly, in 2 days, or was, had multiple offers or whatever the case may be. By the way, here's a testimonial from this other real estate agent. So kind of using and getting your feet wet, but in the process, building your processes, building your collateral, doing some good work, and getting the real-time experience and a testimonial. I think that's a big, huge win.
Yeah. Really
But
good.
only go to luxury. If you really want to stand out and you think that you're capable of handling luxury, just go on Google and say Sotheby's agent list or Forest Hill agent list.
Yeah.
And think about how would you differentiate. I'll tell you an example of one of the brokerages. They actually create an experience. So when people come to visit the house for showings, they have these brand new slippers for them. And after every showing, they change it.
That's classy.
So you have to be very classy, and you have to bring all these different elements to create that experience. I would tell you guys, today customer experience is what stays a lot. The marketplace is so noisy for any product, right? So for example, when we onboard a new client, we send them a welcome package.
Yeah.
Which includes a marketing book, tumbler, coffee, some, sweet treats, and then a note from the entire team, and just say, hey, are you set? You're now set for the next marketing meeting. So before we onboard them, they already have received this, and now they're all branded. That's your marketing. So those are the kind of little nuances you have to do to create that connection, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Did that help you?
Yeah, it did.
Or maybe not. You can say, no, it didn't.
No, it did. It did.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I love the website. I'm on it on House myself. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's go to Brooke. If you want to turn your camera on, tell us about your target market and how you're reaching them or planning to reach them.
Hey, Brooke.
Hi. My target market for what I'm doing with my stickers and my prints and stuff, I did a survey like everyone else, and I mainly got females between 15 and the ages of 15 and 28, and my audience are people who bullet journal and like make planners and calendars for themselves, like for personal use, and people in general who just collect stationery and who are looking for affordable products that are made by local artists, so like Canadian artists, or even specifically my target. I get a lot of customers in the GTA who are looking for Ontario artists. And for marketing, when I opened my Etsy shop last year, I ran ads for about a month. I only spent like $30, but they really helped. And one thing I found that really helped on Etsy is I offer free shipping, so I get bumped in the Canadian search results. So when you offer free shipping, you like instead of being like the 30th page, you could be on the first 5. And I don't think a lot of people really know about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'm trying to start a Pinterest for my shop, but like I don't really know how the business Pinterest works. So I'm still doing my research on that. And most of my personal customer drive that isn't through Etsy comes through my Instagram followers. So most of my marketing is right now, I'm trying to focus on that. And I'm looking into Instagram ads, but before that, I really want to make, you know how you can make like the Instagram shoppable, like it's like a shop. You can, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that and run like Instagram reels and making a consistent uploading schedule. And so for the past couple of weeks, I've actually been posting every single day in my just my Instagram stories, making a point to do that. And I've already seen the consistent growth of my followers and my interactions with them. So that's pretty great. And I'm starting as a vendor on a platform called SideBiz. It's run by 2 Sheridan graduates. So that'll be like another source of customer stream. And after school, I have like this whole plan set out. I want to maybe do like a YouTube channel or like a Patreon where I can get like more people interested from different platforms instead of just Instagram. So
That's awesome. I love the Pinterest idea. I think that's pretty cool, because Pinterest, people can pin. The more pins you get, the more higher you rank on Pinterest search when somebody's looking for custom stickers, let's say, or stickers from a journal. Have you started following folks on some popular journals and pages?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so there's something called Passion Planner. Okay, there's a huge community of people who journal on Passion Planner. They're big on Instagram, get featured on their channel, actually order their Passion Planner and design and decorate the Passion Planner and tag them. So now you're getting into a global community of people who journal and who love to decorate their journals. Second journal that you would want to go after is Full Focus Planner. That's for executives. But I mean, if you look at my journal, I would love to decorate it. It's so boring right now. You see, it is so boring. Okay. But I love to decorate it somehow. I used to, I mean, I have Post-it notes, but I love to decorate it somehow. It's because I'm very colorful. I've got like a whole lot of, colors in my office, and I use colorful Post-its, long Post-its. But at the end of the day, I think going after the journal community would be great, but also going after, these are for like, students. Passion Planner is big on students and startup entrepreneurs and mompreneurs and, so that's one. But there are so many different amazing journals for students, that you might want to follow on Pinterest, Instagram, and even what I really like on Instagram is when people show me behind the scenes. So for example, if you're shipping something, do those quick boomerang videos, or what are they called? The fast, there's a word for it, I'm forgetting. Time lapses, sorry. Yeah. you do the time lapse videos, and then, have on that reel free shipping, like blinking there with a brighter text, and that gets attention. And people, I think, unfortunately, this is how we are. We were apes in the back, and historically, we've all come from there. And monkey see, monkey do. People like, oh my goodness, I love it. I love this. I want this. And there are a lot of emotional buyers. And it looks like when I was on your Etsy shop, you've done some good work. Okay. I would love to explore more on here. You'll probably see me ordering a few funky stickers now. So yeah, so I think I really like that aspect of it. You nailed one thing, which is people who love to create, people who love to write, journal, and plan. Many times, the Post-it notes itself on your boards, if they're fun and they're, they just inspire you, I think, at least. So you'll have to find that persona of who that person is. Okay. Typically, these people are, I mean, as much as I would say, these people are women CEOs. Oh. So there's So there is a persona I would tell you on Instagram that you might want to follow, and a page. It's called Revolution Her.
Okay, awesome. I made it up.
Okay, so Besma knows about them. Besma, do you know about them?
Yeah, I might actually follow them. I'm gonna check my Instagram now. I'm pretty sure I follow them on somewhere on social media, maybe not Instagram.
Yeah, and I think what you might want to do is also, again, for those of you who really want to kind of get visibility, there are a lot of influencers who would be happy to help you. So people who talk about, who review journals, bloggers who review a variety of different journals, find journal reviews, Google them, and then reach out to these bloggers and say, I'm sending you your customized pack of stickers. If you can, while you are journaling about them, stick in some link back to my website, you're getting a backlink, which will also bump you up on search engine results. And that might be, that's right, Revolution Her TM on Instagram. I really know personally their CEO, and there are a couple of companies who are members of this program, moms who have started some amazing product line. Their Instagram pages are awesome. They're doing such a great job, cool job. Look at the member list, look at who follows them, and then from there, think of it. They also have a subscription box. So for those of you who are trying to kind of create that idea of, and Brooke, there's a subscription box idea that you could do.
Okay.
People could order Post-its for their colleagues, for their team members, or for their kids. Every quarter, those little girls get their own Post-it notes in a nice box, right? So that's a subscription box idea.
Yeah, I think that's something I want to focus on more when I do a Patreon. So it'd be like monthly supporters who they get mailed, depending on the tier, they could get like a monthly theme pack. So like stickers, memo pads, a print, and like sticker.
They can actually make their own box. They could choose what
Yeah,
subscription do they want.
Yeah. So but I don't have the time right now with school. I'm going to my 4th year. It's gonna be like super thesis, like get on that. So definitely something I want to look into after. It's just like that's too much on my plate right now. But
yeah, I just want to give you guys, my son graduated from Sheridan. Yesterday he received his degree.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And before he even graduated, he had a job. So you guys are with a really good school. And I have to tell you, he got a job which was paying him well. He had 3 options to choose from. And from there, he ended up taking up a job which was $10,000 less. And I asked him why. And he said, I have to go into my things that I really want to learn and grow into. That's my career path. So he actually got hired as a data insight specialist. With his honors and marketing degree. Yes. So you guys are on a great school, and I know it takes a lot of effort especially in the last year for your thesis and whatnot. So great work, guys. Thank you for all the celebration emojis there. Thank you. Awesome. Brooke, did that help you at all? Did that give you some ideas?
Oh, definitely, like 100%. That's amazing. Thank you for all your advice. I'm definitely going to look into all the resources you gave me. So,
my pleasure. Thank you. Okay, so Besma, how are we doing with time?
Yeah, we only have a few more minutes left.
I have an activity. I have to do that activity because I always like to leave everybody with some actionable advice. Okay, so you guys are going to win something from me. I don't know how big or small it is, but I might just say, Brooke, I'm going to buy from you, ship it to this person. Who knows? I might just buy a product from you guys here. So the activity is very quickly, instead of 5-minute wins, we're going to do 3-minute wins. Time starts now. What you're going to do is in 3 minutes, mark your calendar for any ideas that you want to pursue, anything that you would want to. So book those meetings with you on your calendar. Whoever books maximum number of meetings, send a text to get that idea, whatever the action item is, do some actions to move yourself forward from where you are today to where you want to be. Does that make sense? So you're going to take action, basically. It's about taking action. Book a meeting, call somebody, send a text to move yourself further on your idea. Let's start now.
So in the next 3 minutes, they're booking time to
move themselves forward on their ideas. Sometimes we procrastinate and say, oh, we'll send that idea, we'll send that meeting request. Now do that. Danny was like, easy, I have a networking meeting today, LOL. Well, it's not one idea. You have to keep doing. So I'm going to book a few meetings here as well. All right, we're good. Let's open up our cameras and everyone shares how many tasks or activities did you get to? Man, how many tasks did you get to?
So I just reached out to my one client to ask him if he wanted another meeting. And then to another one who reached out to me last week and just needed like to look at my work to see if he wanted to like hire me. So I just reached out to ask him if like he's still interested. So
yay, you took the action. Good for you, girl. I love it. Who else? What actions did you take?
I can go. I just texted some of the people that I've been trying to get in contact with in terms of making our project a little bit more manageable, especially for Maya, because she's the lead artist. Doing 250 cards is kind of out of the realm of possibility. So we've been talking with illustration students. So I sent out about 7 text messages to people, along with some people from my card shop and my boss, to say like, hey, what would be the best time to like sit down, not in a work setting, to just talk about how we can get my product on the store. So I sent 7 messages.
7, whoa, you're leading the chart. Who stopped that one? I mean, I would love to hear everybody, share. So please, yeah.
I don't know if this counts, but every time when I'm in like a class of some sort, I take my calendar and I write all of the important things that are coming up. So this is for June, obviously, but especially for COTE and the other co-op class that we have, like I'll sit down and mark everything that's due in the next coming months. I don't know if it counts, but that's what I did.
So you did mark. Okay, good. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. You actually, reflection is important. It's key. Very good. Who else?
Kenzie and I talked about who we have to book with, so we have to do a follow-up with Davo, who we spoke with. We were just looking out for a meeting, or we were looking out for an email from him. So we're thinking just to reach out to check in, see how everything's going. And then we also have to book another meeting with another mentor named Jeff. So yeah, that's what we're working on. And then it made some notes about things that we have to do in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, that's awesome. So how many action items total? Did you do 7 more?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Yeah.
Okay, you're second in lead. Very good. Awesome. Let's hear more. Who's willing to share? I believe you all should share, man. Come on.
So Danielle is saying I also pretty sure it's spoke, not broke. Oh, booked. Okay. I also Diego, who's a mentor, set a time frame to finish my logo and touch base with a current client and prospective client, and that there is a child in the room and they won't leave. So that's why she's not.
That's okay. That's
so I think that's 4 tasks, maybe 4 or 5.
Fantastic. Good job. See the power of 3 minutes. That's the power of 3 minutes, guys, to move yourself forward. Okay. I know we're up for our time, but if you haven't taken action, get yourself a nice glass of water after this and finish this exercise, because you know what? When we walk away from this session, I want to make sure that this has moved the needle for you. Okay. And if it has moved the needle for you, then do so. I did 3, just sitting here right now. Some of you have sent direct messages too. But I want to leave you with one thing. I'm an angel investor. I'm looking for brilliant ideas. So if you want to hit me up with your brilliant idea and say, hey, we want an angel investment, I might consider it, but you have to have a very strong idea. Okay. I'm always looking for tech startups. And if this idea you don't think is something that you want to share with me more, but there's another idea that you want to share with me, feel free to hit me up. I've also got a network of angel investors who are always looking at supporting young entrepreneurs, because I think entrepreneurship is the way to go. All right.
Amazing.
Great. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Let's hear it for everybody. Great job, everyone. I really hope you learn from these conversations and you learn from each other. So keep inspiring each other, create a community of your own, your own little group. And if you don't have it, share your ideas, celebrate each other, and just know that there's a lot of abundance. Okay. Sharing is going to help you get to the next level. So thank you very much, and fantastic Friday weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon, hopefully on LinkedIn. I'll keep watching out for you. I'll check with Besma. All right. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, Artie. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, guys.